Devil back for part 3 of our PS5 Subnautica playthrough, our base tour, the MegaBase. So I think we got the full scope of the base. We've got this little way station going down to the Jelly Shroom base, the kind of connecting here to this kind of big ass facility here, which is just for hosting guests, spare garden, spare captain's quarters, 14 beds, a 14 to 15 seat conference room with some alien containment units, dual moon pools, this extra moon pool which is not fully furnished but I don't ever plan to be. I think I just have to finish this game, be done with it. I spent too much time on it already, but also could be where like those guests come in. They can bring in their Seamoth or Cyclops and park nearby and come in, so leave it empty. Our observatory, a little private area to hang out in. There's some benches here, but this is really just for the reef packs, which are one of my favorites. You can also swim around with them, but then we got alien containment units for all of our bigger fauna, mostly aggressive, but we got our gasopods and jelly rays right here in this building. We have our smaller fauna. And I meant to put this crash fake egg away much earlier. I would love to fill these lockers to the brim, but it's just unnecessary for me to do. It's just my OCD playing in there. But we got eggs for more. They're already filled to capacity. They're not gonna need any more. Of course, you have the Stalker aquarium, which I like. You just see that light from quite a bit away in the glass. Got more moon pools. You can see the exterior aquatic gardens over here. There's the dormitory and the bioreactor rooms. Little gardens for hatching enzymes and mushrooms. Garden for kelp and creepvine and aerogel manufactured with the gel sacks. Got our scanner room. Thermal power. Oh, it's one thing I didn't cover in the jelly shroom. We could always put some, so this is a friendly stalker. There's plenty of thermal power down in the jelly shrooms, but as you saw, I only really kind of got into just the very tippy top of the jelly shrooms. You know I have the plasteel ingots and titanium and glass and enameled glass and lead and lithium, everything I would need for more room, but you see this place is pretty big already. I like having these Seamoths out here with the solar chargers kind of ready to go. You're just swimming by and you just need to get into a Seamoth real quick, you got it. I leave the lights on, they're solar powered, they're never going to run out of power anyway, and I guess the thing I was saying before, and you can see it, yeah, they all have ion power cells. So I not only have a full locker, there's ion power cells and ion batteries, but all the tools and vehicles have ion powered stuff, alien tech in them, ready to go. So we need to come back up here, but let's just go check out my Cyclops, the Big Deep. So all my Seamoths, all 6 of them are like cutesy names: Gumdrop, Sundrop, Moondrop, Raindrop, Dewdrop, Lemon Drop. Prawn suit, I named it Shrimp. You can see that it's got ion power cells on both. I'm running into 2 drill arms, energy efficiency, Mark II def module. Now, the Prawn only has Mark II def modules. It doesn't go up to 3 like the Cyclops or what the Seamoth does. Jumpsuit, suit, Prawn suit jump jet upgrade. And a storage module. I would love it if modules didn't get paid for them, but I feel like just having multiple storage modules is like a necessity. This is the big D, EEP. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all, the name. It's the big D. Let's check out my Cyclops over here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Right.
Systems online.
Wish there was another color besides white. I do red. I like to do color coding, and you might see and name my lockers. But there's only so many colors. I like to do like a Roy G. Biv kind of thing. If there's like orange, I could do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Oh, I just randomly have a piece of rubber in here. These are all empty. Okay. These are meant to be temporary storage lockers, where I'm picking up stuff, I can put them in here and sort stuff out later in the base or in the Cyclops itself. Alright, medkit fabricator. 100% necessary on your Cyclops, gotta have one. Radio's useful. Fabricator's useful, even though you drain your battery. You don't want to do a lot of fabricating on your Cyclops when you have the option not to, but if you're down in the Lost River, in the active lava zone, it's good to have. We got the Cyclops fire suppression system. Haven't had needed to use it. Luckily, I suffered no major Cyclops attacks in this playthrough. Trash can, never really use it, but good to have it. Now on the base, you know I've got a full locker of each of the 3 tablets, but I've got to even mix the 3 here. Not that I'll need them. Plenty of ion cubes. I could do more on that dormitory. I'll take them out of here. If anything, I want the bases full and the Cyclops empty, because the Cyclops is a mobile base. This is a place where things can be empty, and I'll be happy I fill stuff up on there. Modification station is really useful to have on board. Extra wire kit, I can take that out. But here's a tip. You need stuff in the Lost River and active lava zone that make the def modules. And you need some def modules to get down there. So my tip is to make 2 Cyclops def modules Mark 1. Make 2 of those. You can actually pick up 1 in the Aurora. Have 2. And then when you need to upgrade 1 to the second module, you put that in, and then make a second Mark II module out of your second Mark I module. Then we get stuff for the third one. You don't have to go back up to the surface to make it. You can make it right here. If you only have a single Mark II module and you want to make it into a Mark III, you have to take it out of the Cyclops. Basically taking out the def modules, out your def protection, just to upgrade it and put it back. You have to do that very quickly or you take damage. But if you make 2 Mark II modules, you can leave a Mark II in there, take your second Mark II, which is not being used, upgrade it to the Mark III, and then just swap them out instantaneously and not suffer that temporary damage. It's just less risky. So if you only have 1 Mark II module and you upgrade it to 3, basically you're prone to damage as you take it out to do the upgrade process, and unless you move your way back up to the surface to do so, which is just more time and effort, just make 2 Mark II modules, upgrade 1 to 3. So that's why I have an extra second one here. Thermal reactors for the Prawn and the Cyclops. I just put them in when I'm down in the lava zone. No need to use them right now, so I take them out. Extra storage module, which is useful in the Seamoth and the Prawn suit. I got the Cyclops stocking bay repair module. You can only fit 6, and there's like 7 or 8 good modules, or total modules for the Cyclops, so I think I just never need this one. I just left it in storage. Propulsion cannons and the torpedo arm for the prawn suit. I just never needed these. And even though I like the grappling arm on the PS4 for moving around, with the jump set upgrade, I found I never needed the arms. I found to be pretty mobile with just the propulsion alone. Um, and having the double drill arms is just so much better for defense against aggressive organisms, but especially for double mining time. It cuts the mining time in half. And switching between the grappling arm and the drill arm, too tedious. I just stick with the two drilling arms, and I never used the grappling arms this entire playthrough. I loved them the first playthrough, and actually, I feel like you don't need to bother with them. More stalker teeth. Now I have a whole wall locker full of these advanced wire kits and other stuff on the base too, so you can see how overboard I've gotten with stuff, because these take up a lot of energy. You have to make a whole locker of copper wires to make a whole locker of computer chips and a whole locker of wire kits, which is 2 lockers of silver. That's 3 lockers of gold to make the advanced wire kits as well. So it's like this whole locker of advanced wire kits is 2 lockers of copper, 2 or 3 lockers of table coral, 3 lockers of gold, 2 lockers of silver, with a bunch of steps in between of taking the copper into copper wires into computer chips, plus a separate thing of making wire kits and combining them all. So really intensive. And then having still a full locker of the wire kits, computer. What is this stalker doing? Okay, never mind. You need some large things for. If you want to build a base like this, you need these big things for storing titanium and quartz and glass. They're empty right now. Whole locker full of power cells, ion cells. Oh, not quite full batteries. We could use, what is it, 8 more? And ion batteries. Not that we need these, but just for completion's sake, 8 more would be cool. Up here, got a locker, basically all the stuff that you can, all the minerals and we got copper. Some of these might be empty or partially diamonds, gold, kyanite. I could use 2 more. Lead, lithium, magnetite, nickel, not quite full, quartz, rubies, salt, silver, titanium, uraninite. You can see like the alphabetize and color code stuff. This is for glass. 2 lockers full, it's not bad. Flora, so green is for terrestrial flora, land-based. Blue is for aquatic. These are for fish I collect. Obviously I'm not really collecting anymore at this point. I've filled my tanks up. Places to put eggs. And just random biomass. Alright, this one's empty. Okay, I got 5 creature decoys. Got a bed here. Some people like to put a bed in here. I did that my first playthrough, but even with a single bed, it sticks out. There's no way you can position it without it kind of being in the middle of the hallway, and I hate that. Here it's still kind of in the way. You can still open this, and it's fine. It's not a perfect place for it. I wish they designed the Cyclops with like a living space in mind. Maybe in the Subnautica 2 we'll get a better vehicle. But I find this the best place for it. Got our fabricator, which comes pre-built. It's not something I place. I have to put a large container here. You see I've got all ion power cells for this. So it gives me 6 times the energy. Instead of 1,000 energy, you get 6,000. Just a spare locker for junk. Some for coral, I think. Oh, mostly full. These are empty. I could put anything in here, but I I labeled one for equipment, one for tools. Water. This is just the disinfectant water. It's not the manufactured. This is stuff I just found in wrecks, essentially. And no food. I'm playing survival. I don't use food anyway, but I thought if I collected nutrient blocks, I'd put them in there. Decor. This is where I'd store the microscopes and stuff when I was scouting them out. Of course, they're all picked up now, so really anything can go in there. See, I wish you could place fire extinguishers just like this in the base, but they come pre-built in. Oh, let's look at our mods. The Mark III, like I said. Decoy tube upgrade. I didn't have to use these too much, but nice to have. I'm going to use them. I want to store 5 versus whatever the default is, 1 or 3. Engine efficiency. I will switch this out for the thermal when I'm in an active lock zone. You don't need both. With the thermal, in the thermal areas, you'll have so much energy. You can even use the fabricator and the battery charger pretty much non-stop. Fire suppression system, shield generator, and sonar. If I had room for one more, I'd put the docking repair module in there. And I don't know why they don't just give you 7 slots. They let you use everything. There's no point in limiting you, really. Some more lockers. Some of the spacing is weird because the placement of lockers is weird. It won't let you do stuff certain places. You'll find this in bases too. Sometimes in certain walls, a locker just automatically looks bigger. There's nothing you can do about it. Be a different angle. It doesn't actually make the space bigger, but they'll just, you can see this is the same actual shape and style, but it's bigger. I try to be somewhat realistic. There's some places where you can put lockers that clearly would go over a door sometimes, or ones that would run up on these like tubes and stuff. You can't put it in this room. Oh, for example, you can, yeah, like here, for example, clearly the bottom corners overlap with other doors, and there's a pipe running right through it. Doesn't affect anything gameplay-wise, but as much storage as I like to have, I just don't put them there because it's immersion breaking to me. Like, okay, how am I opening these doors and there's clearly a thing right on top of it? So you can fit in a lot more, but I think it's pretty stupid. You can put them here, and there's reasonable places you can't put them, like, I guess it blocks the sign, the lower deck O2, but yeah, weird. Yeah, I guess this would glitch the door, so I'm fine. Got a battery charger. You don't really want to charge batteries in your Cyclops, unless you absolutely have to. Most players don't tend to keep a lot of power cells and batteries. I never had an issue because, you know, even for ion cells, I just, you know, my 6 power cells ran out. I don't have to worry about charging them right away. I just swap them out for one of these. I can take a million trips of these. So, alright, I got more wall lockers. These are things that you can mine. Anything that has a large deposit except for salt. Salt's the least useful. If I had another row, I would, or another column, I should say, I would put salt in here, but I put all the stuff that I can mine that isn't as worthless as salt. So, room for copper. These are obviously empty. I guess I got plenty of gold, plenty of lead. These are about full. Lithium. Okay, that's full. Magnetite is full. Quartz is full. Oh, the second one isn't though. Silver's pretty full. Titanium is full. Uraninite is empty. Oh, and I just put the salt ones over here. I have one hatching enzyme, just like on the base. Like before I unlocked the actual hatching enzyme recipe, I would just going to the primary containment facility, knowing what I need, I just put some fungal samples in here, a bulb push, a ghost weed, eye stalk, and a sea crown. So I wouldn't have to backtrack to the primary containment facility or even use the warp gates, even though I did activate them and explore it that way. I just had everything ready to go. This tiny inbuilt locket cyclops is perfect for, having a bunch of decoy thing. I don't use that many, just one of those is good, but it's like the perfect size. They do these vertical 2x1s. Lots of beacons necessary. You can never have enough beacons. Good to have one empty one just to move stuff around. Extra tools. You need both a survival knife and a thermoblade. Thermoblade's better, but in the lava zone, this is the only thing that damages stuff down there. So if you want to cut off a lava larva, or you can use the shield or a propulsion gun, but the thermal blade won't affect them. Use this. You can kill lava lizards with this, not with the thermal blade. And extra medkits. Can never have too many. That way you don't have to keep a bunch on. You get bit, come back to your ship, put one on there. Keep one or two with you. Okay, so here, aerogel. We could put one more enameled glass in here. Don't have much plasteel. Most of these mesh could be made into synthetic fibers if I added a benzene to them. No titanium ingots. Need more diamonds. Good on rubies. You can tell I got a lot of gold and stuff. Plenty of kyanite. Way more than you would ever need. Good on nickel. Good on silver. Could make more benzene. Takes a while. The blood oil's bulky, can only hold so much, and just takes forever to fill it up with benzene. Another lubricant. Full of mesh. Full of polyaniline. Full of rubber. Good to keep this stuff out. You don't need as much as I do, but good to keep this stuff when you're making like a little mini base. Mesh for a bed, for medkits, rubber for bulkheads. You're building deep underwater. You want to have some stuff for lithium, some lead, some rubber, so you can make reinforcements, foundations, and bulkheads respectively. And some quartz for making your hatches, and of course titanium for everything. And probably good to have maybe 2 or 3 of each of these little items just for making modules that you'll need without having to backtrack up to the surface when you go to the deep biomes at the end of the game. Okay, I think covered everything inside the Cyclops. Yeah, I would say that's it. Let's get the prawn.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Let's just go ahead and dock it here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Just so we know where it's at.
Online.
While we're at it, let's actually look at all of our beacons. So we got our 6 sea moths. And then we'll just put all these on. This is why I was saying you can never have too many beacons. Yeah, we're not going to do all the camera ones. Okay. So, personal vehicles. An entrance to the lava lakes from the inactive lava zone, just knowing where that big vertical tunnel is helps. The primary containment facility. The alien arches, this goes from the quarantine enforcement platform, QEP, to the primary containment facility, PCF. The QEP, quarantine enforcement platform docking bay, is that chamber where you can go in and park your Cyclops or swim in and out of. Mountain Island Shores, just one of the just tiny shores by the mountain island where most people come in and find the sunbeam. There's 4 alien arches from the primary containment facility. You can find them before the primary containment facility, but you just cannot access the portals there. So there's one for the bulb zone, the northwest mushroom forest, the Lost River, and the crag field. So good to have those just marked. There's multiple entrances to the Lost River. This is the Grand Reef Lost River entrance. One for the floating island. I put it right by the center pool beneath the island where you come in. There is the big crater in the dunes. There's the lava castle in the inactive lava zone with the thermal facilities housed. There's a south and a north entrance. Pretty easy to find both. There are alien sanctuaries, 3 of them. There's one in the dunes, one in the blood kelp zone. This is the entrance to the Lost River, the northern blood kelp zone. I made a small base in the northern blood kelp zone, just a really tiny base that's self-sufficient. Probably still bigger than it need to be because I needed a scanner room to find crab squid eggs. I could not find them manually. They just blended in too well or something, so I had to make a base just to find those eggs. Some of the life pods, they just give you clues but no actual signals. I made one for the life pods you had to find, 7. There's a crater in the inactive lava zone. An active lava zone base, which I built down there again, just to scan for materials. I pretty much cleared out the Lost River, the inactive lava zone, safe shallows, grassy plateau, mushroom forest. But even the dunes, the bulb zone, the crash zone, a fair amount of the crag field, pretty much mined to extinction. Like the scanner rooms with the 500 range, maximum range with 4 scanner upgrades are really not showing much down there for most of the materials. There's probably still more quartz and titanium in the dunes. I didn't do much in the mountain zone at all. Don't think the underwater islands has much. Bulb zone might have a little bit, but titanium and quartz are pretty low. Life pod 4, the third sanctuary is in Sparse Reef. Yeah, that place is pretty much emptied out. It's already sparse to begin with. Thermal power facility, north end of the lava castle. The northeast river entrance is on the border of the mountain zone and the bulb zone. The entrance to Aurora, just a nice spot for me to like board the Aurora, just like makes it easier to find my way there. The Forest Cave is a little cave system by the northeast mushroom forest. It's got a cuttlefish egg in there, but this is just the entrance. Sea Treader's Path wreck just helps me find the Sea Treader's Path needed. Sea Dragon skeleton, which is in the Lost River. Sea's Research Facility. Gargantuan Leviathan skeleton, also in the Lost River. Blood kelp trench, which is different from the northern blood kelp zone. This is by the big mushroom tree in the northwestern mushroom forest. The giant cove tree, of course. Lost River cache. I think the caches are different from the sanctuaries. I made a small base in Lost River just to get a scanner room up looking for materials. That and the cove tree and active lava zone, I'm pretty sure, are just mined to complete emptiness. There's 2 entrances from the Lost River to the inactive lava zone, or ILZ. There's an east and a west exit, or entrance. And then all the signals, the Degassi habitats. There's actually 2 signals you can get for the same one in the Jelly Shroom Caves, the 250s deep. So those are redundant. And all the life pod ones. And so, yeah, if I don't turn off all the unnecessary beacons, this is what my screen looks like. Some of them are close together, like in the Lost River, helps you navigate with the different skeletons. You can see where all this different stuff is. So, get to know the biomes pretty well with enough scatter rooms and beacons. Never get lost again. And I like doing the pause in the PDA if you didn't notice. I find that's useful. And normally, my PS4 playthrough, I was making a base in most biomes, not every biome, but I would put a beacon right above my base. Um, I had some bases that were big and went to multiple biomes, and I put 2 beacons just so I could find my bases. Here I didn't need to because it built it right next to the life pod. I just used the life pod automatic beacon as the source of the base. I guess I could put a beacon for like the further parts of the bases if I wanted to find those from further away. But then I also have all the vehicle beacons. So if I just see a cluster of sea moths, I know where my base is as well. So dewdrop, raindrop, moondrop, lemon drop, gumdrop, sundrop, the big deep, and jumbo shrimp. Alright, let's offload some. I could put that in the jelly shroom part where there's a thing with wire kits, but it's fine for now. Let's take a med kit too. Just pick it up while nearby. We're gonna go get those cuttlefish that hatched. And this locker needed 2 iron cubes to round it out. This is why I played survival mode. You'll see I have 2.5 of these full on the Cyclops. One here and then one early in the base. Plus, for all the tablets, I needed iron cubes. And so I have a locker each, the blue, orange, and purple respectively, and then one locker on the Cyclops with a mix of the 3 tablets. So in total, that's like 4, 5, 6.5 iron cubes just for tablets, and then you also need them for the batteries. And I have 2 lockers full of ion batteries, and then you need 2 batteries per ion cell, and I have 2 lockers full of those. That's like another 4 lockers worth of ion batteries. And then all the extra batteries and cells. And you actually need 2 ion cells for the Neptune rocket. So I have like, at some point, like 12 wall lockers full of ion cells. And so I'm sitting there mining them with the prawn suit in the primary containment facility and then loading them up in my Cyclops and then bringing them back to the base. And I don't want to starve to death and have to go stop, take breaks for food and water. So that's why I don't play survival. Oh, there's all my cuttlefish. Let's look at the time capsule. So I thank this person for the garden idea. This is a very cool base. I love it. I can't remember what each person gave me, but I really care for it. Great Cyclops here. I love this is more of like a home type of Cyclops. The posters and the shelves, pretty cool. Nice jelly shrooms picture. This is one of the person who gave me a cuttlefish, so thank you. That is the most awesome crab squid picture. Oh, this is funny. Someone said pick the flower for you. They gave me some other stuff, but they included a voxel shrub, and I actually put that I should have pointed out on my Cyclops, right above the main door in the lobby, I have one of the little potted plants like this right above the Cyclops. The voxel shrub is the one they gave me. Just a little thank you to this player. And this German player also gave me a cuttlefish. So that's why I have 7 in that tank down there. I found the 5 you can find in game. If I try to recall where I get the 5, there's one in the Grand Reef Degassi base, one in the Forest Cave, the northeastern mushroom forest, one in the Dunes crater. Where are the other 2? I think about it. It might be in the alien sanctuaries. Can I carry all these guys? I feel it's weird. Like, where is Riley putting these creatures he picks up? He's put them in his pocket? How does that work? I guess it's just as weird as... Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? You can release them anywhere. But let's put them... right about here. I can't see. Man's best friend trophy. Okay, he's eating other fish. Okay, you better not bite the cuttlefish. I think they have loads of HP like a Leviathan class almost. Say farewell. Oh, I just met them, but it's already kind of sad. Where's Riley getting these crackers? I think that's everything. Let's take off the Neptune. At least those cuttlefish will have good numbers. 7 of them to keep each other company. I'm surprised I only found 7 time capsules on my PS4 playthrough. I found like 20 or 30, and I was pretty thorough in that playthrough. But this one I felt like I'm even more thorough. I went to all the sanctuaries, all the caches, went to every biome, mined the heck out of it, explored a lot. Oh, look at that. Help that peeper got trapped. Oh, we do need to grab some material to hand to players. Oh my god, if I got in the ship and didn't put anything in the time capsule, I'd feel pretty guilty. Let's go back to the Cyclops real quick. I could just give them all my tools and ion cells. That's what I did my last playthrough, my time capsule. I think if you can't pass on ion batteries directly, but a tool with an ion battery is possible. So that's the flower the time capsule player gave me. The exact one. Let's give him an ion cube. Let's give him a nickel. I don't know if one of each does enough for them though. I don't have any crystalline sulfur on board here, do I? In the end, I don't have enough lockers for everything I wanted. My OCD is also like, I don't want to give him anything that from a full locker that messes it up. Maybe I'll give him a plasteel and an enameled glass. What's that sound? It sounds like I'm being attacked. No, is that the stalker? Hmm. He's attacking my... Oh my... That's it. He's attacking my cuttlefish. Stop trying to bite me. Wow. And my cuttlefish, did it follow me here? They are following me, aren't they? Okay, don't follow me, guys. Maybe I have to say goodbye to all of them to get them to stop following me. I was going to say the yellow dots in the radar are aggressive enemies. That counts the ones in alien containment units. They'll just show up threats on the Cyclops even though... Okay, you can only say goodbye to ones you haven't already said goodbye to. So if I could just... I've seen the prompt for one fly by. There we go. Okay. I was thinking, I always get like a thermal blade in every fucking time capsule. Maybe I will just give one out.
Captain. All systems on.
Yeah. Had to protect my cuttlefish before I go. Let's check on the other ones before we hit the Neptune. My hope is Riley returns to 46B, reunites with his cuttlefish, makes a home here free of the Altera debt. But if these goddamn stalkers are being trouble, I'm gonna murder them. That directional sound is off. It always makes it sound like it's behind me, and clearly it's in front of me. Okay. If you fall down there, can you get back up? Oh, you can. There's ladders. Okay. The Neptune instead of the Neptune. Too bad I can't. I would love to fucking orient that so I can see the name on it from the base. I love base building in this game. Even though I don't think the base building's all that good. I just like the idea. There's gonna be a lot of better execution. Just positioning, rotating, orienting stuff, getting stuff to... I haven't been up here yet, so it's just nice to see the base. That's the way station about the Stalker Aquarium, the 4 in the air type things. They look like they're floating from the moon pools. You can see the dormitories here. I don't think they have a dome roof though. I think it just hasn't loaded. The gardens, they do have those glass dome roofs, but I think again you can see them because they're not loading properly. Scanner room. I really love that base. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Let me know what you think.
Auxiliary power unit online. Communications systems array active.
Oh, you can put storage? What would you need that for? I didn't think I noticed that last time.
Pressurizing hydraulics.
Oh shit, you got a couple storage things. I guess you could fill up food and water. I guess it doesn't matter for my gameplay thing, but now I kinda wish I filled it up with shit.
Primary computer systems active.
Prepare time capsule. Plasteel, enameled glass, iron cube, nickel, thermoblade, and let's do a habitat builder. Fully charged. Also, just 99%. I think it's good etiquette that when you send a battery or an ion battery, even an ion battery is nice to get early on. Send it fully charged. It's like Be Kind Rewind. If anyone's old enough to remember that. Oh. I gotta... An image. We gotta do an image of the base. We gotta leave. We gotta take a picture of the base. That will be the photo. It's not the best picture. It doesn't get a full scope of the base, especially if it's not rendering fully. Okay, we're just gonna use that. It's time to end this game. I don't want to use one of my other photos because they're all in the video, in the picture frames themselves. Alright. Hello, comrade. I'm Dirrdevil A. Fellow survivor. My 7 cuttlefish. Oh, maybe I should come up with names for them real quick. I gotta think of 7 names. Cuddles. Or Cuddly. Cuds. Buds. Suds. Duds. What else rhymes with uds? We can pull up a rhyming dictionary. Grinds with cuts. Okay, floods. It's 5. Cuts, buds, suds, duds, duds, floods. That's 6. Okay, okay. I got it. Crips and bloods. We're gonna spell it this way in case they censor it or something. Crips and bloods. My 7 cuttlefish, cuts, butts, suds, duds, duds, crips, and bloods. And I wish you the best. Going deeper. Experience. Make a MegaBase. Find 100 time capsules. Check mine out. On YouTube. In front of me on PSN. If you want. The Reapers say hi. Hello, comrade. I'm Dirrdevil, a fellow 4546B survivor. My 7 cuttlefish, cuds, buds, suds, duds, duds, crips, and bloods. And I wish you the best going deeper, experience MegaBase, and find 100 time capsules, friend. Check mine out on YouTube, and friend me on PSN if you want. The Reapers say hi.
Time capsule ready.
Alright, it just shoots out on its own, right? Oh, we're ending right now. coming up another hour. The PlayStation's going to stop filming in an
Life
hour.
support systems online.
DP.
All systems are go for liftoff.
Alright, let's end it. Alright, that should be a platinum,
Ready
right?
to launch on your command, Captain.
Fuck yes, another platinum trophy down.
Launch in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, I left the oven on.
Time capsule jettisoned.
Thank god. Okay, that's good. I hope that's a good time capsule. I would love to leave more if I could.
Caution, approaching orbital debris field.
Could have used all that titanium down there.
Orbital debris field clear. Performing gravity turn maneuver.
I feel like you could see my base from orbit. I know it's not the biggest base, not the most epic base that's ever been built by the fandom for sure,
Confirm
but I was just very
destination
proud of it.
coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate. Engaging ion boosters in 3, 2, 1.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
Alright, that's the end of my playthrough. Alright, thanks. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments. I know it's pretty long-winded and I went pretty overboard, showing all the contents of lockers. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, but just had to prove how obsessive I've been about stocking lockers up and trying to build every single piece of equipment in the game, every type of attachment to the base, spotlights to floodlights to modification stations to observatories, building every vehicle, every modification for a vehicle, potting every plant, getting every fish into storage, just basically everything there was to do in Subnautica. I really tried to do a pure 100% completionist playthrough, and we didn't see the whole playthrough, but hopefully you enjoyed the results of my playthrough through the giant base. I had some other brilliant ideas in my PS4 playthrough, and some of them were really great. I had a safe shallows base that extended into the Jellyshroom Caves proper and went down there and went throughout the whole thing. A really nice one in the Mushroom Forest by the Northern Blood Kelp Zone that kind of straddled a little trench there. Went up deep into the trench, went up to have observatory up the upper near surface area for the reef packs. The Crash Zone Mesa ones I mentioned that just was really gigantic, 50 stories tall, over just one tower, and there was multiple extensions from it, but just could not render the thousands of fish that populated the 50-story alien containment unit. There's some other just smaller, pretty bases throughout. Never made a void base. Oh, I did have just a standard little cove base that wasn't too exciting, but that's a beautiful zone. But on this playthrough, I didn't want to do the standard void base cove tree base that everyone does, even though they're quite awesome. So that's it. I'm Dirrdevil. This is our PS5 Subnautica playthrough. Thank you so much.